Welcoming you guys to a new addition to the Culture Clash Network and Society and Pop Culture 101, the study guide. So we just going, kick around for a little bit, BK and I, and whoever joins us in the future. But tonight we are talking about the American Society of Magical Negroes. Almost forgot the name of the daggone movie. I'm
I've
over
been
here telling
forgetting the
you
name
about
of
it.
the. I've been
It is
forgetting
a
the name
long
of the movie
name.
all day.
All
I
right,
don't know.
BK.
What we want the study guide to be is an extension of Society and Pop Culture 101, but not be Society and Pop Culture 101. So we want to have some fun. We want to have some dialogue, and we want to talk about some things, but in a shorter time. But we would love to open this discussion on all our social medias.
Yes.
So the American Society of Magical Negroes stars Justice Smith, David Allen Greer, and Nicole Byer, right?
Yes.
The reason we want to talk about this show is because in
Movie.
today's I'm sorry, talk about this movie is because in today's political climate, it seems to be more correct than not correct. And we
Yes.
want to talk about how we as a community misread, understood what the movie was going to be, and how we allowed a small group of people to dictate whether or not we seen this movie, and how we may have missed that messaging
Mhm.
because of that. So
I will say, go watch it if you are interested in watching it. Please go watch it.
you definitely should watch it. I avoided watching this movie because I was trusting all the people that I usually trust to say, don't go see this
I
movie.
told you to watch it, didn't I?
I don't think we actually got to that point of the conversation, but I was going to watch it. You may have actually. It's probably on record on S&P 101 somewhere. I was going to watch it and then I forgot. All right. I'm just gonna be honest. I forgot that it existed. And the other day, Babe was doing our daughter's hair and she cut the movie on. And full disclosure, I went in like, oh, I want to hate this movie so bad. Like I'm at the beginning, like, I don't want to watch this now. Like, why are you kicking this movie up? And turns out
You liked it, didn't
midway,
you?
midway through the movie, I was like, oh, they missed the point. And I listened to these people. They missed the point. And I'm like, and like I said earlier, in 2024, after the election, if this movie had a came out this month, it hits different.
Yeah.
Movie hits different.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, we really should have watched this movie because there is a point in the movie toward the end, where at the end of the movie during the climax, where
Hmm.
he has this speech. And when I tell you the speech was dynamic,
You s- okay? So
I'm
this is one
sorry.
of those spoiler moments. So you see how he was delivering his speech during the meltdown of the white counterpart.
Yes.
No one was paying attention to him, and the white woman that was in charge was trying to divert the whole thing and not pay attention to none of it, the meltdown,
Yeah.
nor his speech, definitely not his speech, and just try to cover it up and fix it really quickly and couldn't.
Yeah, like the whole black identity thing of not being comfortable in the country that you're in, not ever feeling comfortable here, not understanding why you're not comfortable here, and then one day you just get that realization of I'm really not comfortable here, and I've been walking on these eggshells for you throughout this whole movie, doing everything you want to do, trying to be the good Negro when I'm not that person at all. Like
But I'm not
I'm a
that person.
I'm a fighter. I supposed to be
Mhm.
fighting you, and I'm holding myself back, and I'm holding my feelings back. This I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I wanted to put that out first so you understand. The nugget was there for you to hear, and even though they was telling us this movie wasn't for us, this movie was absolutely for us. It took them a while to get to that point.
Mhm.
It did. And it was a lot of hoops that had to go through. But really, Justice's character the entire time was talking to us. Like there was messaging in his character
Yeah.
and it almost felt like he was every type of black person all at one time. You know, what do you think? Because I've been talking way too much. What do you think?
I just enjoy how excited you are about watching this movie after I told you to watch it. I know I told you to watch it
I'm sure
because
you did. I am sure you did. We discussed watching it, and I was like, eventually, maybe.
part of the reason why this was missed was a lot of people were going into it thinking that this was going to be like some type of Harry Potter movie or something.
The
And that was
messaging
not the
gave us
case.
that at first.
Yeah, the way that they could chop up that trailer, it was it was promoted like that at first. But by the time they dropped that third trailer, you knew that there was something deeper going on. They were like, you were like, hold on, wait, because I peeped it. Sometimes you gotta look around instead of just taking something just straight for it. That sounds wild,
Yeah.
but sometimes you gotta read the
Pause.
subtext, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a mystery to this movie, and I need to figure it out. So when the movie dropped, everybody online started talking about, how much they hated it, and oh, don't go see this movie because it has nothing. It's not like it's a Hogwarts and everybody getting their superpowers. Oh, we have to always bow down to the white man. Da da da. When I saw these people talking about it, of course I got a little discouraged, but at the same time, I'm one of those people that also try to get my own opinion on anything, food, movies, music,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, because I know, one, I have a different taste than a lot of people, and I might like something that people hate watch.
Yeah. I really should have known better, but I don't usually follow everybody else's opinions on these things, but it got so loud that time. Then I'm like, maybe it was something in the subtext that I'm missing. And then when people went to go see it and they were like saying it was bad,
Yeah,
I'm
they
thinking it
hated
was
it.
bad like when everybody was right about what's the vampire movie Marvel just put out? The Spider-Man villain. Um
Craven,
Not Craven, the other one.
Morbius.
Morbius, thank you. I'm thinking
You
it's gonna
did
be
say
bad. Like
vampire. My bad.
I was thinking it was gonna be Morbius bad, or
Some people like
Madam
Morbius.
Web bad, you
Madam
know.
Web was terrible. Morbius, it was kind of bad. It was
But
bad,
see,
but
but see,
Madam
these are
Web
the
was
people.
terrible.
Those were the people I was and I like I said, I usually do not care about what people say. I'm gonna go see it, but because I already knew the old magical Negro trope,
Okay.
and I was like, do I really? I should have trusted David Allen Greer first and foremost, because
First and
phenomenal
foremost, you
actor.
should have
First and foremost, I should have
trusted
trusted him.
David Allen Greer. That was the number one reason why I was going to watch that movie. I was like, oh, David Allen Greer is in this movie. I'm going to watch it.
Like he couldn't be that bad with David Allen Greer, but I was like, maybe he had a misstep, maybe he had some
No,
bills to
no,
pay or
no,
something. But no, no.
not in this
Um,
part of his career. No, sir.
so the thing that I liked about this movie was the first thing that I noticed was yes, they all their powers are linked together, right? If one person falls, everybody else loses their magic too. And I think pointing that out, if you pay attention to society, right? We can't unify.
Nope.
And Aaron, which is the main character, is a person that didn't want to be there in the first place. By
Mm-hmm.
him not wanting to be there in the first place, and us not being able to unify, these are two types of Negroes that they had already pointed out within this character, right? The dude that gets recruited by like the older person into a movement that they have no business or no want to be in. And then what happens? They end up finding it's always the weakest link. They're always the weakest link because they find a way to mess up, or they find a way to leave, or they find a way where this movement ain't for me. And that was Aaron's character, right? So that's like Negro number one. So I was like, okay, I see it. The reason a lot of people didn't like the movie, it was speaking because they are that person.
Yep.
They are you hear it online all the time. Oh, y'all got that movement going on. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Knowing good and well that eventually whatever's going on in society, it's gonna come to your doorstep anyway.
Yep.
And then you're gonna have to step up and fight. Which is what Aaron had to do in a sense. By the end of the movie, it came to his doorstep. He didn't see it at first. It had nothing to do with him at first. Why am I worried about this? My life is pretty decent. And then he got the, oh, you're here because we need you for diversity.
That part.
That one moment
It
turned just he turned it to
would make
battle mode.
it would make me upset as well.
It should have. It should have made him upset because not only do you have the person that created it right there, not only do you have way more qualified people, but you got the white dude here that's not qualified, that's not great at his job,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave him the job because he filled a niche. He was a loud white guy, just like the person that owned it. So because he was a loud
Mm-hmm.
white guy, they was like, "Oh, he'd be the best person for the job." That happens to people every day. I'm the person for the job, but you went with the loud dude, or you went with the white guy because he white.
The girl came up with the designs. She couldn't even
She was,
present her own designs.
which is something that happens to women all the time.
Like she put those designs together, not him. And it was just certain things in the movies that it was just showing, like you said, how it's happening in society of today. It fits so well. Even when it came out, when did it come out? 2022, 21.
Yeah. Was it 2021? When did this movie come out? No, it was this year. It was at the beginning of this year.
It came out the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Hey
What was
Mo,
that like?
I'm
February, March? Which is
tripping.
another reason, by the way,
I'm tripping.
which is another reason I was like, it may not be that good because that's an early release, usually between February and March.
It came out
Movies
this
don't be
year.
that good.
It
Yes.
came out this year. Oh my gosh, this year.
You
It
want to
was
know what else
supposed
is?
to been come out, I think, last year though.
You probably had to do reshoots and stuff.
Probably, probably. But
So,
I love this movie. This has become one of those movies that are in my library of movies because it just hits so many points of what we are living right now. Like when you're first, like you said, like I said, even in the beginning of the movie, it still has like that little like feel of something's going to happen that doesn't really happen. You think it's going to take a
yeah.
completely different turn than what it did by the time you finish this thing. And just the way that they set it up from that ATM incident, everybody, every black person been in some type of situation where they're being blamed for something that they did not do. The next you know, these other people come around and now it's more added to the story.
Yeah. All he was doing was being there, which is a
He just
reason
knew
we
he
don't
was just
like to
there.
help. Which is the reason we don't like to help anymore because we like, yo, every time we try, we just seen it a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, person tries to help. The guy that got beat up by the police. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot where he was at. He was disabled. He was deaf, and he was. The police got called to the scene of the crime. My man was just there trying to help the store clerk. They told the police officer that he was helping, and they still beat him up.
Yep.
And then tried to cover it up basically. So that happens all the time. That's why we don't like to talk to the police.
Don't
That's why
want
we
to
don't like
talk
to
to
call the
nobody. We
police.
don't want to call them. Cause just
Yes,
being there, just being there.
was
So
enough to get him in trouble.
like even from that little moment, I'm like, you thinking in your head, okay, it's gonna be one of those films. But the way that, and like I was saying before, the way that it was just perceived to the public is just wasn't what they were putting down. A lot of people were saying that was supposed to be satire. It's not giving satire to me.
No, no, that was straight messaging. They lied on the application to
It
get us
was
in there.
straight message,
They
straight
they lied to
message
get
film. A
the movie made.
They did
Can I
straight message film completely.
can I have an allegedly moment here? Again, allegedly, I feel like that when this movie got ready to come out, and I have no evidence for this, it's just me spitballing conspiracy theories here. I feel like when this movie got ready to come out, some producer or whoever, some big wig at the studio was afraid of the messaging.
Oop.
They were afraid of the messaging, and then they put out, or however they do, to say this movie is not what it is. Not only did they sabotage this movie from the first trailer, because you know how people are. You lost a big black people love Harry Potter. That's your biggest audience right here. We was like, we finally getting Black Hogwarts. And then you took it in the second trailer. And that's when a lot of us got turned off.
Mm-hmm.
When I figured that it wasn't, I'm gonna tell you why I got turned off at. I got turned off when the rumor came out that this movie was all about him and his love for this white woman.
Oh yeah, that was a big one, and then how they were like that the magic only worked for white folks,
Yeah, the magic only
and
works
that
for
wasn't
white
the
people.
fact. It
That
was
wasn't the
clear
fact.
that wasn't the fact.
No, there was like the movie, he sacrifices everybody else magic for the white woman. I was like, I don't even want to
Yes,
see a movie like that. Like,
yes,
if that's where we're going with it, I don't want to see it. But
yes.
turns out that wasn't the case. In fact, he wasn't even the first person to mess up in the movie and cause everybody to lose their magic. That was a woman who went off on somebody because they deserved her to go off on them.
They
Which I was like,
deserved it.
I can't
They
exactly
deserved
remember the
it.
situation, but it was well deserved for her to go off on them.
It was just so
Um,
many messages. Like it's hard to like just pick and choose because I don't want to give it away. Like it's really a really good movie.
oh, okay. So at the end of the movie, I'm sorry, this is spoiler alert again. There was a moment in the movie where, again, spoiler alert. There was a moment in the movie where he left old girl on the tower. Then he went through the ends of the earth to go find her after he realized that he left her after he lost his magic.
But
Um, so when he finally caught up to her, they were having a conversation about his magic, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm magic. I left you up there. My bad, basically. I ain't got the magic no more." And she was like, you really magic?" And he was like, "Yeah, you know." And she was like, "Oh, me too." And it's played like she was joking. But
she was a
then
joke.
at the end of the film, you see her go to the barbershop just like Roger did and flash a little card like, no, you know, this is the magical moment. And then you turn out that there's a society of girlfriends, a magical girlfriends. So she was actually magic. Okay, so here's my other theory.
Hmm. Oh, she was there to stroke his ego as well.
She was there to stroke his ego and ruin the magical society.
Of the Negroes.
What if? We'll never get a sequel to this, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll never get a sequel to this.
You know
Never
why
gonna.
we won't get no sequel? Because
Never.
we was stupid and we didn't go see the movie. They
We were.
sabotaged it and we fell for the trap. I fell for the trap, and I am not proud of that, but I am strongly saying that we fell for the trap, y'all.
We
That
did.
was our opportunity and we dropped the ball.
We did.
Now, if I don't know, Jay-Z or Beyonce want to fund another film, Society of
Right?
Magical Negroes 2 would be a great one.
Right?
Um, I also like the fact that the
It could be
movie
a whole
is
franchise.
it still could very well be the Harry Potter
It
of
still could. It just
you.
would look different.
Yeah, it will look different, and because you have a solid cast of magical people, you have a solid you went through classes, that had like a school. It's basically Undercover Brother without all the super jokes. Because Undercover Brother also had its moments of telling truths within the genre too.
It's
So
Undercover Brother with magic.
it's Undercover Brother with magic without like the in your face jokes.
Yes.
It's subtle, and that's why I dig the movie. And just like American Fiction is a great movie, this is a great movie, and you should go out and watch it on Amazon. They got 4 stars on Amazon,
As it
so
deserves it.
watch it on Amazon. And if you see a Blu-ray out in the wild or you online and you see it, buy it. It's a
Mm.
buy.
It is a buy.
It's a
That
buy.
belongs in your collection.
Yes, I don't know how trippy this episode is going right now, but I really did like this movie, and I really do think in 2024, after the election, this is when we needed the movie. Right now is the time for you to go watch the movie because the FAFO movement,
I really need you guys to go back and watch this movie. And if you watched it before and you're listening to this and you're listening to us talk about it, please go back and watch it with a different like perspective. That's
yeah,
why
for
I always
sure.
go into movies with open minds because you just never know what they're going to put down for you.
Everybody in this movie did their job very
Yes,
well.
yes, I completely agree.
It was well
Justice,
acted. It was
Justice been be showing off. I ain't gonna hold you. He be showing off a little bit. Like he got
I've
some
been a
range.
fan. I've been a fan of Justice since the Get Down
Yeah.
and Detective Pikachu.
Why did I know you was about to say that? I just knew you
Shout
was
out
gonna
to shout out to Tails for looking like Detective Pikachu. That was a funny moment in that trailer, y'all. I'm sorry,
say.
but
Wait,
this is you. Oh,
in
you haven't seen the Sonic 3
in
trailer?
Sonic 3,
Yeah, at the beginning
Tails
of the
gets like,
trailer, she was
mhm.
like, "Are you Detective Pikachu?" And then Knuckles was like, "Ha! You look like a Pokemon." I'm
Oh, I
sorry,
gotta
y'all.
go watch
That's
it. I gotta watch it
I'm a nerd.
completely off subject. I gotta go
It
watch it
is.
now.
So let's get back up before we go. Is there any parts of this movie where you just like, oh, I love that? Like, what's your standout moment of the movie?
Damn. Let me think.
Hit you with one that time, didn't I? Yeah,
Of course, the speech.
the speech was great.
Of course, the moment where we realized, like, another moment was when we realized she was feeling him too.
Yeah.
But, and this is part of the ending as well. But, when he's trying to take his powers and he's like, wait, what? Try
Oh, you talking
again.
about when he was trying to wipe his mind?
Trying to, yeah, wipe his mind and take his powers. Yes.
Yeah. So Roger was trying to wipe Aaron's mind at that point. The-
And it wouldn't work. And it didn't work because so many Negroes that were working at the time were like, you know what? I'm gonna still be there for them, but I'm gonna tell them how it is.
yeah,
I'm gonna let them know how I feel because my feelings matter as well. And I
it
think
does.
we get
It
trapped
does.
up,
I like that.
and I think we get trapped in, making everybody else happy, whether it be your spouse, your boss, your children. You still have to make yourself happy.
Then my niece over there going off.
I told you she trying to get on the mic. I'm gonna
So
let her spit something one day.
so my favorite part of this movie is the portrayal of Roger by David Allen Greer. I feel like he always rocks whatever role he's a part of. But as Roger, I felt like this person could actually exist somewhere in time. And I would absolutely love to see more of that character in another way, somewhere else, because even his character was flawed. But he represents the Negro, I keep saying the Negro because the name of the title. He re,
That's what they
he
call. He's like, we just
he
can't be called black people. He's like, nope.
yeah, yeah, it's for real. He represents the black people that's been through it already, that's had these emotions and moments that think they knew exactly what needed to be known. And you find out as you get older with age that you really don't know as much as you think you do. And then
Mhm.
once he reset and understood, he still held on to the memories that he had. He still held on to the people that he loved, but he also understood that he had a bigger role in whatever's being played. And if I'm being honest, I seen myself in that character because that's where I was right around when I start turning 30. Like, you don't really know yourself for real. A lot of us don't really start learning who we are until we hit around 30. Um, Maybe a couple of years before, maybe years after that. But something about going into those 30 years that you start to recognize that, whoa, maybe I was wrong about these things.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't have all the answers. It feels right, but maybe I wasn't right, you know? And that's why I like Roger, even though they didn't put that in your face like that. That's what I got out of the character from just his storyline, the small nuggets we got about his past. You could tell that's a seasoned dude right there. And I appreciated that character.
It's so relatable.
It is. Y'all gotta go watch this movie. Y'all gotta go watch this movie.
If you want to see great acting, some pretty dope shots, because y'all know how I am with my, well, maybe you don't know, but I'm huge on this cinematography. Like, the shots got to
Yeah.
make sense to me. Like, just the way that they wrote this story is just really nice. It's a breath of fresh air movie for me. It's something completely different when it comes to our black films, and it was just chef's kiss. That's all I gotta say.
Don't believe the hype of them trailers. How dare we not know this after we watch so many Marvel
I
movies?
was about to just say that. Was it what was it? Infinity War trailer?
Yo, they've been lying to us since Spider-Man started in the MCU, and we just be sitting here just we should have known better.
Trailers are always going to be something different than what is put on the film.
Yeah, yeah. Go buy
Trailers
this
are
movie.
literally just like a peek into what is going to happen.
And there was some misdirection there. And some of it was
That
really
was the
damaging.
point.
And again, I'm okay with misdirection in trailers, but whoever decided to edit the film in that way, um, they dropped the ball.
Hmm.
It's if you were given too much to the wrong audience. You didn't know your audience because there's an audience for this movie, but they didn't know that this was the movie they were supposed to go see.
Hmm.
Like me. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate this movie?
Scale 1 to 10, all
Hmm.
around, I'm giving a solid 9.
I
Actually, 8.5, because
That's what I was gonna say.
what I missed in this film is a dope ass soundtrack.
So I'm gonna do 8.5. It was missing some good music. I think that's the
That's
one
it.
thing that it was lacking. I'm gonna go 8.5 because they slightly rushed the ending. I
Okay.
get it. I get it. You had to get through this movie. And it was a lot of story there. But I feel like we could have got more out of that ending than we did.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I don't know what they could have put there, but it felt like something was missing out the ending. But other than that, it was a great film. Go watch it. Go buy it.
Please and thank you, sir,
Get
ma'ams,
on, go, go,
ladies.
on, go on your social media sites and find David Allen Greer and tell him sorry you missed this movie.
Please and thank you.
That's all I got. That's all
That's
I
all I
got.
got. Thank you guys for coming in and joining us on this new edition, the study guide. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, make sure you like, share, and follow
Oh yeah.
us here and on YouTube. or wherever you're watching this at. Go follow us wherever you're watching this at.
Right.
Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Blue Sky, on Blue Sky and TikTok.
All the above.
Yeah, I'm done. Go buy the movie. Love y'all.